Hello.
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 Yes. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Right, we need to stop saying hello. That's been the whole entire podcast is saying hello.
And welcome back to another episode of Adventures in Time and Space, a Doctor Who podcast where we review all of Doctor Who from 1963 to present.
Anyway, how are you, Mike?
Hi. All right. Just dealing with life's little pleasures. Well, not pleasures. I was trying. It didn't come off as sarcastic as I wanted, but yeah, just life. You know. How are you guys?
Yeah, not bad.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, life's magnificent, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom's just happy he's got Wi-Fi back.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, after nearly 2 weeks, all right?
All right. What the hell? What happened? Did you change provider or something?
No, Zoe's granddad cut through every single fucking wire for it.
Bloody hell. To be fair, as a tradesman, it's a cut above the rest.
Give him a good rating.
Oh, Jesus. But well, I'm glad you got your Wi-Fi back, mate. So
Yep, so I don't have to go round to Stephen's to nick his Wi-Fi.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what's been happening with you guys?
Apart from Tom's Wi-Fi problems, not really.
Yeah. Did you guys have any trick or treaters?
Nope.
I did.
Ah, did you have quite a few of them, or
No, none.
It seems to dwindle every year.
yeah?
It's kind of sad.
Oh, that's a bit tight, isn't it? Jesus, I thought they'd be out in full force. You know.
Well, you'd have thought so after COVID, but
Yeah, like I mean, for me, I was constantly busy. You know what I mean? And I remember this one kid. He was dressed up as Dracula, and I thought I said to him, I says, "Oh, do you want to see my Dracula impression?" And he just kind of shrugged at me. I said, "All right, I'll do it anyway," you know. And it's like, how did I do it? I said, one victim, two victims, three victims, And the kid literally just looked at me. He's like, "What the f? What was that?" You know, and he just literally shook his bag at me as if to say, "Come on, give me a sweet. I want to go." You know. So yeah, that was my trick or treating story. But you know, they weren't I was quite busy, to be fair. I thought you guys would have been as well.
No, there was a few, but my kids mostly ate most of the crap anyway afterwards. So every time I went to the door, like my kids were always like, I want some. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. But by the end of it, I was just like, go away.
Oh God, Jesus, nah. Yeah. We've lost someone. Oh, we've lost Tom.
He can join again.
Tom, come back to us. But no, well, yeah, that's like probably one of my funny stories of trick or treaters at my door. What did you kids dress up? Did Ruby and Harry dress up?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. What did you dress up as?
Well, Harry was a pumpkin, and
classic
Ruby was a cross between a cat and a princess, because she couldn't quite decide what the hell she wanted to be. So,
Princess Cat. Princess Cat.
I'm back.
Oh, Tom, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Hey.
Sorry, somebody decided to be very rude and phone me, so it kicked me off.
Shocking behaviour,
I know, it's totally unfair.
I hope you told him to go forth and multiply, mate.
Well, I couldn't really because it was my milk delivery folk.
Ah, right, okay. All right, fair enough. Just, I'm sure they're just milking it for everything they can get. But
Yeah, yeah. Try to squeeze out as much as they can.
Yeah, they're very handy.
Yeah,
I think
even
we're
though
getting.
they're utterly incompetent.
You nicked my joke, man.
Got in there before.
Yeah, aye. So anyway, should we crack on?
Right. Shall we get on for the news then?
Yeah.
Would the owner of the blue box in private gallery 15 please report to the steward's office immediately?
Start off with Children in Need, the mini episode, which is going to be on the 17th of November. I do not know any more than that. I don't know if you guys have seen any snippets or have any idea what that could involve.
I've not seen anything yet. I think they might start releasing stuff. Obviously, it's next. That'll be Thursday. So I think they'll start maybe over the weekend. They might be like putting out little teasers and little like posters and all that. Maybe probably the adverts on TV and that as well, just to kind of advertise it. Obviously,
I think it's going to be like a introduction to the 14th Doctor. I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we might be able to see the TARDIS interior.
So I just remembered actually, I came across one thing actually, and somebody seems to think for the Children in Need mini episode that a couple of the Doctors might return, like Matt Smith and that. Apparently, there's been photos floating about of Matt in his Doctor Who costume, apparently, but like the earlier version of him, if you know what I mean. Like
the tweed jacket and stuff.
Yeah. Apparently he might like. It's just a theory, but it'd be pretty cool if that did happen. Actually,
Could do, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many Doctors would come back. Like, I think Peter Capaldi's already said he's ruled himself out, unless that's him just fibbing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, but I think Matt would probably definitely come back.
Oh yeah, well he said in previous interviews that he would love to come back, and he's actually said, I'm pretty sure he said in one of his interviews or something like he wish he hadn't left because he enjoyed his time on. Obviously, like, his time would have had to end eventually, but I think I think he would have. I think he kind of regretted that he didn't spend a little bit more time. Like, I don't know, but it would be pretty cool if he came back though.
Yeah, I think he said he regretted leaving when he did. I think he could have done like another season, like season 8 or something.
Yeah. I thought, yeah. To be fair, this is the thing about like each actor playing the Doctor and everything else. They're quite thinking about their time as the Doctor as well. Like some of them might want to go off and do other things. Maybe some like my line of thinking is maybe as well like. If you spend too much time as the Doctor, obviously other opportunities might not arise, but then also people might get sick of you as well. The audience might go, right, well, when is he going to regenerate? You know what I mean? I want to see something new. So
yeah, you might become like Tom Baker and become so stuck with the role that you can't really do much else.
Yeah. So even though he was an incredible Doctor, but to be fair, he is like Tom Baker. I mean, I think he is a great actor, and yeah, I think you're right there. I think he got stuck with the role as well. So.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts, Tom?
No. Let's just carry on. We'll get through this news.
That's all the thing I've really heard about it. But as I said, it's just a theory. The other latest news is also the classic episodes of Daleks will be coming in colour. It's going to be a 75-minute special, and it'll be airing on BBC 4 at 7:30 on the 23rd of November.
Oh,
yay!
Any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, it looks good, and I can't wait to see it in colour.
yeah, I can't either. It's going to be a good.
Yeah. So you guys are actually going to watch it in colour, even though you've watched the black and white version?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
So if it's 75 minutes long, I wonder what added bit in it. Like
they'll be cutting bits out.
Sorry?
They'll be cutting bits out. They'll be putting like all the episodes together and just cutting certain bits out. It'll be like a clip reel of it in colour.
I thought there would be that makes more sense, to be fair. Just me being an idiot then, because I was thinking maybe there was like extra bits that have been missed out before or whatever, but that makes more sense.
No, they probably just got to do like certain scenes and all that from each episode.
Yeah, that'll be a good watch. Apparently, it's going to be followed by a repeat of the Adventures in Space and Time. Have you guys actually watched that yet?
I've not watched it yet. I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out.
Yeah.
I watched it 10 years ago.
All right, so
Show off.
Have you got any thoughts on it? Like maybe like talk about it a little bit.
I take it you've not seen it then, Mike.
No, I haven't seen it either.
It's basically like a drama about the origins of Doctor Who.
Right. Okay.
And it kind of focuses on Verity Lambert and Wallace Hussein. And Wallace Hussein played Sacha Dhawan, who plays the Master.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
But this was before he was cast as the Master.
Right. Okay.
And it focuses on William Hartnell and his years as the Doctor.
Right. Okay.
And you kind of get a sense of like how he was feeling towards the end and like all the different changes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's quite a good thing to watch. I definitely recommend watching it.
Right. I'll put it on my list. They've got the TARDIS Tales out now as well, haven't they? So Tales of the TARDIS or whatever it's called. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet either. So have you guys watched that? Or?
I've watched a wee bit of the first episode.
Yeah.
I've watched the first two.
Oh, right. Are they any good? Is it worth a watch, or you know?
I think if you're not familiar with classic Who, you'd probably want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because basically the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes are like new stuff with the actors, and then the bits in between are basically just the stories from classic Who.
Right. Yeah. So it's definitely the TARDIS Tales are definitely worth the watch. Then, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely give it a check out.
All right. The title for the Christmas special has also been revealed. The Church on Ruby Road, which is going to air on the 25th of December, Christmas Day, which I'm quite excited for. I think it'll be like after all the specials and everything else it'll be great to finally see Ncuti Gatwa and as the Doctor and the new companion Ruby. So, what's your thoughts? Maybe even theories, Stephen?
Obviously, it's going to be about the companion, I would imagine, basically because of the title.
Yeah.
There was a bit that I read about Russell T Davies about when he was talking about his book that he wrote for Doctor Who, Damaged Goods. There was a bit in it about a child getting handed over in the middle of the night or something,
right?
And someone like another child was watching this, and it was like it was getting handed over to someone else. And I think this might have something to do with he might be using some of that stuff for this episode. I don't know.
Yeah,
because he reuses some of his stuff that he doesn't use before, so he might be using that.
Oh, right. Okay. That'll be well worth a watch as well. So there's a lot of theories circling about this new companion and everything else as well. And then obviously there's things like people are saying that Ruby is in foster care or something, and somebody was saying that they seem to think that at some point as a child maybe she got dropped off at a church or something and maybe raised by some sort of the nuns or something. So, which I thought was kind of interesting, but I don't know, maybe there was like some alien nuns, you know? I don't know.
Maybe some cat nuns.
Yeah, cat nuns. There you go. Bring back the cats, you know? Looks like both did that as I down there.
Jesus.
The Star Beast premiere as well.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen something about that as well. Lucky them.
Lucky them, yeah. They get the first dibs and get to see it.
Yeah.
The lucky people.
Very lucky people.
Yeah.
That what day is that premiere? That was
Monday.
Yeah. So for the sake of the podcast, for the listeners, what was that? That was the 6th, Monday the 6th of November. It was premiere for obviously reviews and things like that as well. So to be fair, I haven't read reviews or anything. I just tend to just wait until the episode comes out. But have you read any reviews yet, or on the premiere?
I've not seen anything yet, so I don't know.
No, all right. But yeah, as I was saying, the TARDIS prop was set up outside of Battersea Power Station in London on November 6th for the press screening of the Star Beast. So that prompted a lot of excitement and everything else when that popped up a bit, and I bet I can actually picture it all, not just tourists, but what's called the local residents probably just standing outside getting selfies with the TARDIS. Oh, look at me, I'm the Doctor. Ah. So so I can almost see that happening. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for the news at the minute. Have you got anything, Stephen?
Nope, that's everything.
All right. Alrighty then. We'll keep updating all you guys on our social media as well. On Twitter, but it's actually X now. Facebook and obviously our TikTok, and try and give you all the updates we can on there. Yeah. So. We'll move on from there then.
That's a very short news section.
It is indeed.
Yes. That's a shame.
So, shall we move on to the trivia section?
We shall move on to the trivia section.
Woohoo!
Yay!
So, this episode is The End of the World, which was episode 2 of series 1.
Yes.
And it aired on the 2nd of April 2005. And it was directed by Euros Lynn and written by Russell T. Davis.
Mm.
Now, some of the events that were happening around about this time was that on the March 30th, before this episode aired, the BBC announced that there was going to be a Christmas special and a second series for the following year, and Billie Piper will return as Rose Tyler. But then, just hours later, the BBC acknowledged that Doctor Who would continue without Christopher Eccleston. Yeah. Initial reports apparently released to they were head off a leak to the tabloids, and it was suggested that Christopher Eccleston was concerned about the grueling recording schedule and feared to become typecast as the Doctor.
So he was scared of the casting to get after it.
Well, that's what they were saying. And then, obviously, on April the 2nd, the day the episode aired, John Paul II, who was Pope, died.
Oh.
So.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Anyway, moving on from that, yes.
I guess what the number one hit was at this point?
2005?
Yeah. April.
Oh,
Early April.
probably something by Shakira.
Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you turn on it. Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
I'm going for something by Shakira.
Okay.
Just a song, any song.
No, it wasn't Shakira.
Oh, right, okay. Take that. Backstreet Boys. Blue.
Was Backstreet Boys still going at this point?
I don't know, probably.
Oh, yeah, you've definitely invested in them.
Oh, yeah. No, I was invested in 5.
5? All right, okay.
Yes, 5. But anyway.
It was, is this the way to Amarillo still?
Oh, right, okay. Peter Kay version?
Yeah, Peter Kay. with Tony
Okay.
Crispy. Yeah. So, do you want to guess what some of the movies were at this point? Casting your mind back to 2005.
Oh, Jesus. I think robots?
Yeah, we discussed that last episode.
Did we discuss that last episode?
Yeah, it's last time.
Was it last time? Right, okay. Then no.
Do you remember that animated film Valiant?
The one with the birds.
Yeah, the birdies.
The birdies, yes, I remember that one. Didn't
Yeah.
watch it, but I remember the posters.
Yeah. The Ring 2,
All right.
that was out at this point. And Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Okay.
Think you've never seen Harold and Kumar?
I've seen Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same movie. It's just got a different title.
Yes.
So do you want to guess the games that were out around about this time?
So 2005, that's PS2. So got games like Ratchet and Clank, GTA Vice City. Probably a Final Fantasy game, no doubt.
Do you remember Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell?
Yes, that was an amazing game.
Chaos Theory. The PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Yes, amazing.
Star Wars Republic Commando.
Yes, again, amazing game.
Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a guess at the viewing figures.
Viewing figures for the second episode of New Who, I'm going to say between 6 and 10 million.
Yeah, that's. Do you want to narrow that down a little bit?
8.5.
8.5. Okay. You're close.
Again.
It was 7.97 million.
I was close.
Close. The Doctor Who poll. Rating the 10 stories for the Ninth Doctor. Where do you think this ranks from like 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I'd say 6.
Okay. Okay, so in 2005, it was rated number 6. And then 2009, 2014, and 2023, it is rated 7.
Ah.
Yeah, so not bad. So, shall we go on to the production of this episode then?
Let's go into production, why not?
Yes. So, Russell T Davies began working on his script in February 2004 and was influenced by the Academy Awards, where he's seen lots of very skinny celebrities that looked like they were basically dying. And he took this basically to the extreme and created Cassandra, the Last Human, who was basically just like a bit of paper, basically, with on a frame with like 2 eyes and a pair of lips.
Sentient toilet paper.
Sentient toilet paper. Oh, Bossack.
Yeah.
Bossack's good.
A sentient shaved Bossack.
Yeah, basically. So he basically wanted them to be like a lot of aliens in this episode, and basically he wanted the Moxa Balhoun basically to be like a puddle of blue fat. However, this would be like too much for like the animation to do, so they basically had to create like a practical costume and stuff, and they had to get like a small guy to go into this costume. And they got Jimmy V, and they used him, and they used like his body cast because he'd already had a body cast for the episode 4, because he was the pig in Alien in episode 4.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and he went on to do loads of more episodes for Doctor Who and sort of spin-offs and stuff like that. At the read-through for Block 2 on the 9th of September, at this point, Cassandra had not been cast, so Eve Miles read for the part of Cassandra, and she would be in the next episode that we're going to do, episode 3, The Unquiet Dead. Yes. But all the location work for the End of the World was conducted in Cardiff, and the majority of the sequences for Platform 1 were filmed at the Temple of Peace, which is like an events venue in Cardiff. And that was from the 6th of October to the 14th. Zoe Wanamaker, who was eventually cast as Cassandra, was not able to be present during the filming of these scenes, so they had to have like another woman basically read in the dialogue for Cassandra, which would be dubbed in later. So Jimmy V had trouble steering the Moxie's chair, so had to be guided across the set with like a piece of string, and they had to just pull him along, and he kind of like banged into doors and stuff like that, so it's kind of tricky. So Yasmin, who played Jabe the Tree Woman, she had to do really long makeup sessions, and that was a pain in the arse, basically. So the last day of filming also saw like the shots of like the maintenance corridor and all that sort of stuff, and filming was basically wrapped around the end of October. So this episode features the first appearance of like the concepts of like the psychic paper, the time war, which is mentioned the first time, and Bad Wolf was mentioned the first time in this episode. It also mentions the TARDIS universal translation capabilities, which are basically were first referenced in 1976 story The Mask of Mandragora. So, in the post-production, additional dialogue was given, and they basically put the Bad Wolf line in there. They basically found out that Cassandra's animation was more complex than expected, and it was decided that they would just cut most of the dialogue to save the effects. And so Russell had to put in extra stuff for the episode because it was now underrun. So he basically put the sequence in where Rose meets the plumber, Ruffalo.
Yes.
And she gets attacked by the spider. So that's basically extra stuff that got filmed in the beginning of 2005.
Yes.
Zoe Wanamaker filmed all her stuff separately, and they just filmed her face so they could use that to animate the Cassandra, and they could all lip sync it all out and stuff like that. So this is the episode used most of pretty much all the CGI budget for the series. They basically blew most of the budget on this episode. So basically because the episode was running so short, they put the recap at the beginning and the trailer at the end to kind of bulk up the episode. And that's that.
That's that. It's all in the production.
Yes.
Not bad.
So the Doctor takes Rose on her first date, and she asks to go forward in time. So they go 100 years into the future. And the Doctor's like, that's a bit boring. Shall we go a bit further? And Rose is like, yeah, why not? So they decide to take her 5 billion years into the future.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hop, skip, and a fucking rocket jump.
Yeah, I know. So they arrive on platform 1, and Rose is like, oh wow, this is cool. And so they go to the window, and it's like, let's watch the world burn.
It's like, I've brought you here. And it's like, she's like, why? And it's like, look out the window. Oh, it's the Earth. Yes, it's about to get destroyed by the sun.
So she's like, are you going to save the world? And then he's like, nah. And she's like, oh.
No, it's time. Like, it's time for it to go. It's like, he seems too gleeful at that point, so he does.
Yeah, I think he's kind of out of practice at this point.
Well, yeah. He's like, I'm hundreds of years old. I've seen planets created and planets died. This is nothing new, but it's really exciting. Like you can tell in the episode that Rose is like literally like, oh my god, my planet is going to be destroyed. And he's going, yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And so then they meet the steward, and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? Who the hell are you?
Yeah. Like, why are you here? You weird people.
Yeah.
So he just flashes a blank sheet of paper at him. And the steward's like, okay then.
That's fine.
So what do you think of the blank sheet of paper?
I mean, it's like, again, it's like the Jedi mind trick. It's like, is everyone like a stormtrooper?
These are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah.
Yes. We are meant to be here. Okay, yes, you are.
That's fine with me. And then loads of aliens walk in, and Rose is a bit like, what? Because like she's just like 2 seconds ago, she was basically on normal planet Earth.
Yes.
And the only really aliens she's met is like plastic guys.
Yeah, the sentient plastic.
Yeah. So now she's like right up and close with all these different aliens that look weird. The Forest of Team, which is I think it's Groot's mum. I think.
Yes. Handing out parts of Groot's granddad.
Yeah. What's my grandfather? And I was like, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't see any other alien race get away with that apart from one that's like a tree. Because could you imagine like another alien race in the Whoverse just walking in and going, here's the body part of my dead ancestor.
Yeah, just the Sontarans walking in with like an arm, like, here's the part of my ancestor. And you're like,
here's the arm of my grandfather. Why the hell are you giving this to me? What do I do with this?
But then does it grow?
I don't know.
Because it's a cutting of a grandfather, but it's still like a tree, so...
So would it replicate? But then does that mean that everybody's got a part of their grandfather as soon as it, like, say, trees take years to grow. So say it gets to like 10 years old, is there going to be like another tree person in these people's houses? Is that how they're slowly taking over the universe?
Oh, that's a great idea. How very sinister.
I mean, you never know. It could be a storyline in the new for the new Doctor.
It could be. That's a really good way to like invade it really slowly.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine every planet that's got trees? Imagine if they just went around planting cuttings of themselves. They'd have a literally ready-made army just growing.
Yeah, because it'd become like the Ents in like Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Oh my god! Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I think we're going well off topic there, but it's also a very good storyline to go with.
Yeah, I think the makeup's done really well with the tree people.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I think they did really well with that.
Yes.
And then so the Doctor's like, "Oh crap, what can I give you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll just give you
air from my lungs."
And she's like, "Oh, this is nice."
Oh, thank you, very nice.
And then more aliens come in, they get more gifts, and then the Moxa Balloon just basically spits in Rose's face, which is quite funny.
Yes.
What are these salivas? Oh! Thanks.
Yes, we'll cherish that forever.
Thank you. Rose is thinking, why the hell did I come with this guy again? Anyway, and then we meet the last human. Oh yeah, and the face of Bo comes in. He's going to be important later.
Yes, very important later.
No, we can't ruin that one.
No, we can't ruin that one.
But this is his first appearance. And then Lady Cassandra comes in, which is basically just like a spongy, trampoline.
Yes.
With a big smiling face, which looks weird.
It does.
Like, I don't know if that scared like loads of younger kids, like, but that's just weird.
I don't know.
I don't think scary. I think just odd. Like for really young kids, like if you were like maybe 5 years old or something like that, 5, 6 years old, and that, you might be like, what? They might find it a little bit scary. I think older kids, it just depends, really. Like I don't think she looked that scary, but I don't know. Like I was like in my teens when this episode first aired, so I can't really pull from memory like from like when I was really little if I was seeing that. But I'd imagine maybe the really little kids like five to maybe 10 years old might find it a little bit scary, but I think anything above that would probably be, I don't know, it'd be like just odd. You know what I mean?
It's still kind of creepy just looking at it.
Yeah, it's just ugh. Okay.
Ugh.
And then so she brings in like the iPod, which is not really an iPod, but hey ho. And we get to listen to Tainted Love.
Yes.
Oh dear.
They could have picked a better song.
Well, yeah, but meh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then Rose gets weirded out by all these aliens walking about because they're all looking at her like, "And who are you?"
Yes, and why are you here?
And she's like, "This is weird." And so she leaves, which is fair enough.
But I felt sorry for the maintenance woman as well.
Wafalo.
Yeah, like she had a nice little chat with Rose and everything else. Rose goes off and everything else.
And I think that's the person that she only ever has like a decent conversation with here because
Yeah.
she's the most down to earth person there.
Yeah. And that's literally the longest conversation that episode, apart from with the doctor that Rose has.
Yeah.
She starts going on with her job, but then I'm not being funny or nothing, right? But she should know that every inch of that bloody that space station, right? She should know, like, for somebody that's in maintenance, should know that those things shouldn't have been there in the first place. And then you can see her start to question it when she's like, "Oh, hello," and all the rest of it. I'm like, well, I'm not being funny on that, but if I see spider looking things at me, I'm not going to say, "Oh, hi." I'm going to go, "Screw this, I'm out." Essentially, just like try and get out of that situation. But she just lies there going, "Oh, hello," and like starts questioning them, like they're going to answer back. But I did feel sorry for her. I was like, well, that's.
Yeah, like when she's just sitting there, she's like just sitting there staring. He's like, "I've got to scan you." It's like, no, you don't. If you've never seen them, get the fuck out of there. I mean, this is basically her job to fix things. And if something's there that she's never seen before, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. You never watched a horror movie?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, seriously, the ones that investigate shit die first.
Yeah.
Just doing her job and she gets killed.
Like most people in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rose goes to sit on her own with her little twig, and obviously the doctor comes in and finds her, and he obviously explains that the TARDIS and translates everything into English for her. And she's like, "What? You put something into my head?" And he's a bit defensive because she's trying to figure out who he is and like what kind of alien he is, but he doesn't want to talk about it.
No. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm taking you throughout time and space. Just be happy with that.
Yeah. Why do you need to know? It's Doctor Who, don't you know?
I'm the Doctor. That is it.
Doctor Who. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Just move on.
My name is the show. My name is on the title sequence.
Doctor Who. That's the point, right? Okay.
Yes, that's the point.
Let's move on.
Yes.
And so he fixes her phone for her, and then she can, phone back in time to phone her mum. And then they have a normal conversation. And then he's like, "Wait till you see the bill." And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Thanks for that, Doctor.
To be fair, I liked when what's the name? Is it Jade? The tree plant person. Was that her name?
Jabe.
Jabe, that's the one. Yeah. I liked the dynamic between her and the Doctor. Especially when she was like saying how sorry she was about like when she discovered who he was and that and everything else. And I liked his reaction to it.
Yeah, it's very weird seeing the Doctor cry.
Again, it showed a little bit more of the raw emotions that he's going through, and like as we've talked about in the previous episode about potential PTSD from when he was fighting in the Time War and everything else. So, and I think, like, obviously at the time that this episode first aired, we didn't really have that much information. Not the information that we have now, but I think it was good that he showed that raw emotion. And Christopher Eccleston was brilliant in the scene where she brings up, obviously, how sorry, like as I said, how sorry she was that his people were gone and everything else. And it was a good little moment between them. You know what I mean? And it gave us not much more, but a little bit more insight on. All right, something grave's happened, obviously, and everything else. So I think that was a good little tidbit for both of them. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You could. I don't know what was going through his mind, but you could see, like, I don't know, maybe like for Christopher Eccleston when he was doing that scene, maybe he was just imagining like a scenario, or maybe he was just like thinking of like if it was his family, or you know what I mean. So and like you could have done that like 50 different ways, and I think the way he did it was actually true to that actual moment. You know what I mean? Like other actors, or even like himself, who could have done it 50 different ways, and I think, as I said, that was probably the best way to for his reaction to be in that scene. You know what I mean? Like, what do you have any thoughts about that scene between the Doctor and Jabe?
I think the Doctor and the Jabe's relationship is really well done, and I think it's the first time we see the Doctor be emotional and cry. And I think that scene that shot where you see him like full face on, close up, is a really good moment for the Doctor.
Like as you said, like as you could see, like the first time it's the first time he got he's been emotional. You know what I mean? So I think for that bit in particular, I don't think he I don't really think he quite expected it. You know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, he's trying to save everybody on that in that space station, and I think his mind's is on other things, and then obviously Jabe comes along and just goes, "Oh, I know who you are," and all the rest of it. And I think he just didn't expect it. I think that's what else brought to the scene as well, was the fact that he wasn't expecting it, and I think that's why he got emotional, because I think a lot of time for the Doctor, his walls are up quite a lot, and in that moment his mind is like, right, I'm going to save these people, and then Jabe comes along and goes, by the way, I'm sorry, I know who you are, and I'm really, really sorry, sort of thing. And I think that caught him off guard, because you can see it in his face when he looks at her. He's like, oh, and then he just and then he just let him feel it for like a second, and he was like, right, wait, no, I can't get emotional right now. Let's crack on. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that scene was very well done.
And so then the Doctor and the Rose return to the main gallery, and basically Jabe basically says, "Oh, do you want your wife to come round back with us?" And he's like, "It's not my wife." And he's like, "Oh, your partner? Not my partner. Is it your prostitute?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, why did you say prostitute?"
Yes.
It's a kids' show. Can you just imagine all the kids Googling what a prostitute is?
Daddy, what's a prostitute?
That's what your daddy has every Saturday night.
Eh.
Damn it.
Damn you, Doctor Who, exposing my secrets.
Yeah. So then Rose decides to go and talk to Michael Jackson. And basically, Cassandra confirms that she's transgender. Which I thought was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because she used to be a boy.
Oh.
Yes. That's where I grew up with Mummy and Daddy when I used to be a boy.
Yeah.
And it's like, she gets kind of pissed off with her because she's like, how many abortions you had? And
So all the plastic surgery is just to look like a bit of paper.
yeah. Oh, is that why you want to talk to me? Do you want to know how to get like this? Very expensive, you know.
Do you want to know how to look beautiful?
Okay.
It's funny because I had to laugh at the scene because obviously in our podcast you use one of the recordings. Well, somebody with the blue box, please go to reception or whatever it is. I had to laugh at that bit because it just reminds us of the podcast. You know, so what did you think of that? The steward's death as well, by the way. That was pretty
Stupid.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say savage. You know, he burnt to a crisp. He was bloody barbecued. You know.
Yummy.
But Jesus, he would have came out with a great tan. Yeah. But just
why did he get murdered?
The wee spider presses the button which brings down like the sun filter, and then he can't reverse it.
Yeah, it's now crispy.
It's crispy now.
He's well done.
Which is a bit stupid. Like he doesn't try to stop it or like escape. At least when it happens to Rose, she tries to escape.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense. He just sits there and goes, ah!
Yeah, I don't know. I initially thought that when I watched the episode as well. Like I was thinking, why the hell is he pressing the wrong button? And why the hell is he not jumping up and going shit and get to the door sort of thing, or try and take cover or whatever? You know what I mean? But then some people's reaction to like an intense situation, especially something like that, when you're facing your mortality, people react differently. You know what I mean? Like as a steward, I thought, well, like it must be pretty shit if he doesn't know what the buttons are to get it back. But then in a blind panic, because like obviously it's suddenly the visors are going up and everything else, and he's suddenly facing his mortality. He's like, oh shit, I'm going to die here, sort of thing. And he's in a blind panic, and then obviously in his blind panic, he's not thinking logically, is he? And he's just pressing buttons, and then I was like, I think that might have just been his initial reaction to going, oh shit, sort of thing, and then going like, yeah. Like some people have different reactions to those sort of situations, whereas obviously Rose, she was like, "Screw this, I'm out of here," sort of thing. But yeah, I think he just maybe just wasn't expecting it, and then obviously in a blind panic, he just tried to press any button possible and just wasn't thinking logically. You know what I mean? So, which makes him, like in my mind anyway, like not a strong sort of person, you know what I mean? Like not like mentally strong enough to like save your own life, essentially.
You know, one of the alien species there is just sitting there going, "Is anyone going to eat that?"
Jesus.
No, you just know it though, don't you?
Yeah. That sounds lovely. Can we get some brown sauce for that?
Yeah.
The Doctor finally gets back to the gallery and basically exposes Cassandra, and so she fucks off, and the Doctor's like, shit, we haven't got a lot of time because the sun's about to expand and blow up the fucking earth and we're all gonna die. So they're gonna go back down to the engine room, and they've got to try and get through these stupid fans. But who the hell designed this place? Because why the hell's the button on the other side of these stupid fans?
Yeah, why is it always like that? In anything, the button is always across on a precariously made bridge with either fans or a large drop or fire.
Yeah, it makes no bloody sense.
It's like you either want to stop them or you don't want to stop them. Make up your mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stupid video game.
Yes.
Yeah. My thoughts for it is what a stupid place to put it. That's my initial thoughts on it. I was like, yeah. What about yourself?
Well, whoever designed it needs to get sacked, or at least thrown out of airlock. I mean, that's a bigger design flaw than the Death Star.
Yeah. we should get a like what do you call it, like a Star Wars fan on or something, like, and just like say to him, like, look, what do you think has got a bigger design flaw, the Death Star or this or this space station and Doctor Who? Could you imagine a debate on that? But no, like, yeah, I was like, what a stupid place to put it, especially if something goes seriously wrong as well. You have to like go through all these sort of hoops and everything else, and then you're going to get taken out by a fan, you know, and not the good sort either. But I don't know. I just thought it was a stupid place to put it, to be fair. And like, as you say, whoever designed it needs to get sacked.
I don't know. I think it would have been fun to see him, just get obliterated right then by the fan. Like, no regeneration. It stands right there.
Obviously, I like the fact that he walks back into the main platform and where everybody is after saving the day. And obviously, at this point, Jabe sacrifices herself to help the Doctor basically save everyone. She ends up burning, like, because it's so hot and that she's made of wood. So he comes in and absolutely raging. And I think the emotion on his face says it all. You know what I mean? Like, he could have played it a different way, like completely raging. But I think the subtle way that he comes in, like the subtle way that he brings out that emotion is brilliant. You know what I mean? And then he's looking around the room. He's like, right, I'm gonna make Cassandra pay for this. And he knows that there's a transmitter or there's something there that can bring Cassandra back so she can pay for what she's done. And obviously she comes, he manages to bring her back to the platform as well. I can't, like, it was a transmat or something. No, it wasn't a transmat. It was a transmitter or some kind anyway. And obviously she starts like because she needs to be sprayed constantly to keep hydrated, and that like her skin starts to crack and everything else, and essentially she's dying. You know what I mean? You can see him just standing there watching, and he's like, she's had her time, she's wasted it, and like Rose is like trying to plead with him, like going, come on, save her, like, you're the Doctor, save her life. And I think he's overcome with that much emotion, and he's just seen so much death and everything else. I think he's just like had enough. He's like, no, she's lived for all these years. She's had plenty of chances. This is our last chance now. And obviously, she just pops, essentially pops her clogs or whatever. And it makes a hell of a mess. You know what I mean? And it goes to show that the Doctor does need Rose. You know what I mean? And like that whole Ninth Doctor story arc as well, like it kind of carries on to 10 as well for David Tennant, where Rose makes him a better man as well, whereas he's full of like revenge and anger and hate and all the rest of it as well, but he's also got love and all the rest of it as well. But I think he's just had enough, and he thinks that yeah, I don't know where I was going with the rest of that, but yeah. But I think, yeah, that scene was pretty epic as well, and it goes to show. And I think later on, Donna Noble says that not Donna, who was it? It was who was
who's the companion after Rose? What was her name again?
Martha.
Martha. Oh yeah, Martha. Martha. Brings it up that. Or was it Donna? Somebody anyway brings it up to him basically and says like, right, you need someone to stop you essentially, basically to stop you from going too far. Sometimes, you know.
It's Donna. That's Donna.
It was Donna. I was right. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I knew it was someone anyway. But like, basically, it's right, and you can see it in this scene. He does need someone to be there and stop him, and maybe talk some sense into him because he will go too far. We'll see it in future episodes anyway. But he does need that sort of person to kind of bring him back. And like, what about yourself? What did you think about that scene?
It's quite interesting, the fact that Rose is trying to get him to save Cassandra, but he's like, nah. And then she just pops. Pops goes the weasel. Like, he might have cared if she didn't kill lots of people and attempt to kill more. Plus, it's all about money, because, you know, like, being Finn is quite expensive. Anyway, what do you think of the ending?
Yeah. I thought it was a good way to end the episode because it kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean? In the grand scheme, like, of it, like, the message I got from it anyway was like, you know, you live your life, you try and live the best life possible. You try and live the best life possible, you know what I mean? Because you never know when it's gonna all end, you know what I mean? So it's. And like, I think it gave Rose a bit of perspective as well, and I think it helped her to think of the grand scheme of things. It's like, yeah, like you can live in the moment, have your life and everything else, but eventually all this disappears. You know, like time always wins in the end, sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's what I took away from it, and you know, it's just. I just love the fact that like I don't know. I don't know if this was just Rose trying to help the Doctor because maybe she saw that he was struggling when he was talking about his home planet. But I like the way she kind of just kind of looks around and goes, "I smell chips. I want chips." You know what I mean? I think it was a good little distraction for the Doctor because I think she saw that he was struggling a bit, you know what I mean? And I think, like, talking about it, and I think that was a good little distraction for him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because earlier he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he was telling her a little bit about it, but I think, yeah, as I said, I think she just saw how much he was struggling trying to talk about it, and I like in my mind anyway, she just kind of distracted him by going, I want chips. You know, so
yeah, in this episode, Rose kind of realizes all of a sudden that she maybe made the wrong decision just running away with this Doctor because she doesn't know anything about him.
Yeah,
and then like that's why she starts asking like what kind of alien he is and where's he from, and he gets kind of really defensive about it.
Yeah,
and he does some jiggery pokery. And I mean a phone. Not on Rose, just a phone. And she gets the phone home.
Yeah, yeah. I quite liked that. I forgot about that. Actually, I quite liked that. The fact that she got to speak to her mum and everything else as well. And it was a good, like, it's a nice way of actually, because like before then you didn't have mobile phones in Doctor Who, obviously, because like the show ended in 1989 and not a lot of people had mobiles, and if they did, they were like big, massive brick things. You know what I mean? And it's a good way to say, like, look, you're traveling, but I've got a bit of jiggery pokery for you, and now you can phone home whenever you want, sort of thing. You know what I mean? When you like, I think that was a good way of introducing that, and the fact that the whole interaction with her mum as well was great. Like it was good to see Jackie again, you know what I mean, even if it was for a brief spell.
So they go off for some chips and the Doctor's skin,
So Rose has to pay.
Could you imagine how many different iterations of money he'd have to carry as a time traveler?
Yeah.
But then again, that raises the question: is there like a money room in the TARDIS?
Yeah, I think so, but it only gets used occasionally.
But then would it look like that one from DuckTales, where the billionaire duck jumps into it and starts swimming about?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
What do you think of Christopher Eccleston's humour for the comedy scenes in this episode? Do you think he pitched it right, or do you think he maybe took it a bit too far? What's your thoughts?
Well, no, I don't think he went too far with it. I think it was a nice little nice little moment for him, and it showed a little bit more of his his doctor's character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit silly, sometimes serious. But struggles internally all the time. You know what I mean? So that's to me, that's the genius of Christopher Eccleston, that he can bring all those sort of emotions out for his doctor, and he essentially, I know every actor makes every actor who's played the doctor have made it their own, but obviously he helped kickstart it again, the show again, and he really did bring out a lot of his doctor. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So you want to get to the ratings then?
Let's do it.
I'd give it a 3-star.
Okay.
So it for the story on its own was alright. So it wasn't for me. It wasn't the best of the New Who's. I mean, it did a good introducing the whole other species and all that, and getting Rosie's reaction to new alien species and being in the year 5 billion and all that. But I thought in a way it kind of lacked as well.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So there was good points and there was bad points. So I would just give it 3 stars.
Okay, cool. I would give it.
It's an alright episode. Some of it's really good and some of it's kind of crap. What kind of gets me is the kind of a weak villain of Cassandra. Some of the weird choices of how the steward gets killed, and the stupid button at the end of the corridor with a big massive fans, which makes no sense. I think it's really good that Jabe's a really good character, and the relationship between the Doctor and Rose grows in this episode, which is really good. But for the main part, it's alright. But there's better episodes in this season, and in the future of Doctor Who, and even Classic Who, there's better episodes than this. So, yeah, I just think it's alright. It's ood.
Cassandra as a villain is very, pardon the pun, very flat.
Very thin.
Very thin, yeah, very thin.
Sounds
flat. Yes, it's. I understand it's the second episode of New Who. They're trying to get back into it. They're trying to find where the groove is for it, and that I completely understand. But for a villain, I wouldn't really rate her very highly.
No. I kind of wish they just kind of left her here, but they bring her back, unfortunately. So
yeah, they did, and I don't see how.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, she literally just shattered and she literally just dried out and exploded.
Yeah, which is a good ending.
It was a good ending. Yeah, it was a very fitting ending.
Yeah. But I think Jabe's really good. The character of Jabe.
Yes.
I think she's a really good character in this episode.
Yes. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is.
Yes.
I would give it probably. I would give it an. I did like it. There was I think it was a good first trip for Rose as well. It wouldn't be one that I would constantly go back to either. Like it was a good episode, but I wouldn't like go, I would watch that like multiple times or anything. I think if I was to like go back and watch certain episodes, I wouldn't go back and watch that one. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'd give it an ood rating. The acting was great. There was times where I was just thinking, okay, right, you know what I mean? It didn't keep me constantly engaged like Doctor Who usually does. You know what I mean? So I'll give it an ood rating.
In the next episode, we are reviewing The Unquiet Dead, episode 3 of series 1, with Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper as the Doctor and Rose Tyler. So thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode. In the meantime, please check our socials. We are under Adventures in Time and Space on Facebook, Twitter, otherwise known as X, Instagram, we're on YouTube, TikTok, and please follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Right. Right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Right.
Bye bye.
Right.